Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 50 Shades of Tay. I'm Taylor Gonzalez, and my guest today plays Pete in the upcoming horror comedy Screamboat. I'm so excited to welcome Jesse Posey. Jesse, how are you doing today?
Hey Taylor, I'm good, man. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. How's your day
Ab-
going so far?
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Day is great. Got up early, sitting in the sunshine. I couldn't ask for anything more.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And speaking of awesome, I absolutely loved Screamboat. I thought it was a lot of fun and very creative kills, very fun.
Mhm.
Everyone's going to really enjoy it. And this is definitely a movie that you want to go see in a theater with your friends and hear the crowd's reaction to.
Absolutely, dude. Hopefully, you're in a theater full of 200 people, so you can scream with everybody. It's a really, really fun movie. I'm glad you like it, dude. That's really cool.
Yeah, I already got my tickets to go see it again because the first time I saw it, I was home alone, and it wasn't, I didn't get the same reaction as an environment you get in a theater. So I already have my tickets for April 2nd to go see it with the crowd and get to hear everybody else as they
Great.
cheer and, scream at the
Uh-huh.
blood and all the
You know
kills and
that
everything.
that's a really good idea. I went to go see Terrifier 3, which stars David Howard Thornton, who plays Willie in Screamboat. I went to go see it with my girlfriend and her parents, and we were the only ones in the theater, which makes for a very awkward experience.
Oh my
So you need to see this movie in a theater with a bunch of people. It'll just make the experience that much bigger.
I totally agree. How did you get involved with this project?
I auditioned. I received an audition from my agent of something called the Untitled Steamboat Willie Horror Project, if I'm remembering correctly. And I said, all right, I have no idea what this is. I auditioned. I got ready with a buddy of mine. Um, we did great, I thought. Got a call back a few weeks later. Worked with him again. Did it over a live Zoom, and then I think I had a chemistry read about a week or two later with Stephen Lamorte and Amy, his wife, in the room, who's also a producer on it and an actor in it. Um, and read with a couple different actors, and then just waited for the call. And I got the call a few days later that I booked it, that I'd go and be on a boat for 5 weeks in Staten Island, and that was it.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
For people who haven't seen it yet, which is a lot of people because it's not out yet, and without giving too much away, what can you tell us about your character of Pete?
I love Pete. Pete is my favorite character I've ever played, partially because it's like sort of the closest to me. Um, he's he's kind of he's a little bit of an airhead in some ways, in a joyful and happy and just kind of happy go lucky way. He's a little naive to things going on, but he's also very caring and compassionate. Um, you'll see that he finds a lot of space to be compassionate for a few characters in this movie, and it kind of drives him to do some of the things that he does. But he's also really laid back. He has like a low end job on this Staten Island ferry, and he's cool with it. He's like, you know what, dude, this is what I do. I work maybe 10 hours a night. I go home, I hang out with my friends, I watch a little TV, play some video games, eat some pizza. And that's kind of it. He's just a real laid back dude, but he faces challenges in this story that kind of make him have to rise up to the occasion to be great. I don't want to give too much away, but that's there's an arc there, and I really really loved exploring that in this story.
He was such a great character. What was the experience of getting to film on the Staten Island Ferry? Like that just seems like such a cool, like once in a lifetime opportunity to get to do something like that.
It was a real a lot of times when you're working on anything, you're either on a stage or you're in a house that's not really a house or whatever. It's just you know that you're in something that's not real. But we couldn't have been on a more real stage. It was an old decommissioned boat, so it wasn't going back and forth. It was stationed. Um, but it was real. It worked at one time. There's years and years and years worth of like just grit and dirt and energy in there. that you could really feel. So you didn't have to pretend that you were on a Staten Island ferry. You were actually on it, and it was cool, dude. Like, if there was a scene where it was really dark and we had flashlights and we were creeping around, it was really dark and we were feeling a little bit of the rocker from the ocean or the river, whatever. So you were just kind of like submerged in it, and you didn't have to like stretch too far to make believe. And it was kind of creepy. It was dirty. It was, I developed some kind of rash at some
Oh
point.
no.
Um, so it was great, dude. I loved it. It made my job easy.
Well, other than the rash, did anything creepy or scary or unusual happen while you were filming on there?
um, Other than just like it being 3 o'clock in the morning out on this dock where nobody is,
Hmm.
lights not working, it's cold. Other than just the elements of the boat, no, it really wasn't. Um, no, some people do say that it is haunted. I don't know if I really experienced anything like that, but
Mhm.
but yeah, other than just like the elements of it, not really.
So your brother Tyler is also in this film. What was it like getting to work with him on this?
We didn't get to work together, um, but it's this cool thing. So my obviously my brother's an actor, and my dad is an actor. He's been at it for 30 plus years, and he's kind of like the guy who we both learned from. So anytime any of us have a project that we're doing that we are kind of like have a lead role in, we try to get each other in these projects. My brother got me into a couple episodes of Teen Wolf. He got my dad into a lot of episodes. Um, I got my dad into a show I was on a few years ago called Selena.
Oh yeah.
And it's cool. Like, you we'll tell the production, hey, I want to get so and so or my dad and my brother out here, and they'll say, oh, okay, cool, yeah, we'll do you that favor. And then they show up and they do a phenomenal job. They probably would have gotten the job either way if we hadn't vouched for them. So it's really cool whenever we get to do that, and whether it's my dad or my brother, and I get to have them on set and know that they're gonna like kill their performance, do a really good job. Um, so I was really stoked when I proposed this to Steve, and he said yeah. I knew he was gonna do a great job, and he did, dude. He has one of the funniest moments in the movie, and it doesn't even come from a line, just because it comes from a look that he gives the person he's working with. I wish I could have worked with him, but who knows, dude? There might be some future opportunities. I don't know. We'll see.
Yep, yep. Okay, very good way to answer that without giving too much away. I'm glad you
Mm.
mentioned Selena, by the way, because I loved your performance in Selena. That show was so good.
Oh wow, thanks, man. Appreciate
Mhm.
that. Yeah, it was a fun one.
So the other day, you, along with Steven, Amy, and David, went to go check out an upcoming escape room for Screamboat. Can you tell me a little bit about what fans can expect from that experience?
You can expect to feel what the actors in this movie or the characters in this movie felt. It's very tight, enclosed. If you're claustrophobic, go anyways and check it out. But it might trigger a little bit of your claustrophobia. Uh, it's a little creaky. It's a little scary. And the puzzles of the escape room are difficult. Uh, I didn't get one thing. I'll say that I'm not the best at escape rooms. It's probably the last one I'll go to because I don't feel good about myself afterwards. But they're very challenging. It was very challenging, um, but very cool, dude. It really did feel like we were back on the Staten Island Ferry. And I encourage everybody to go do this, especially if you've seen the movie. And I think it opens up April 1st or 3rd, just around the time the movie releases. So go see the movie, do the escape room, and really live out the full experience of Screamboat.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun.
It is fun. It was a blast.
So since this is a horror film, I gotta ask, are you a big fan of horror films?
I'm a big fan of making horror comedies.
Mhm.
I don't know if that answers your question, but when I got this role, I was just under the impression that it was a horror movie. and I thought, sick, dude, this is great. I do like horror movies. Um, but my thing that I've been doing with my brother and I have a YouTube channel where we make movies with some friends, and it's all been horror comedy. It's just like really silly, slapstick, bloody, gory, vile, vulgar, um, uh, and funny comedy. So when I got this and I realized what it was, I was like, dude, I've been doing this with my buddies for the last 5, 6 years. Sick. This is right. This is what I want to do. And yeah, this, if I wasn't involved in Screamboat, I think it is still a movie that I would be interested in, or at least when I was like 12. That was kind of the genre I was on when I was a kid. But yes, I do. I really enjoy horror. I enjoy horror comedy. Mixing the two is just, there's something really cool about it that I've always appreciated. So it makes me really, really stoked to be a part of this.
What's the name of the YouTube channel with your brother so people can go and check it out?
Yeah, it's there's two. It was one that evolved into another one. The first one that we have the majority of our movies on is called Five Arms Films on YouTube. It's all one word. And our new thing is called The Midnight Sector, which is kind of like a play on the Twilight Zone. And that's kind of what we do. We just take like weird sci-fi scenarios and then throw a bunch of fart jokes in them, and we'll see what we get.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love horror comedies because I feel like people who might be too scared to go see a straight up horror movie will feel more comfortable seeing a horror comedy. And then
Hmm.
hopefully that's like a gateway film for them to go and explore more actual, scary horror films.
Yes, exactly. Another thing about our movie that I like really, really, really made me fall in love with it, and to not give too much away, that there is a really good story
Mhm.
that goes through it, and it has to do with my character and Allison's and Amy's, because there is a lot of there's some great kills, a lot of good blood. There's some scary stuff. You will be a little on edge, and then yeah, it's paired with comedy. But then there's some heart in it. There's some emotional stuff in it that really, really grabbed me. So you have a lot of these things that kind of like ease you into it. It's almost like a Terrifier mixed with I don't know, South Park and some coming of age Seth Rogen movie.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but it this reading the script, it made me comfortable, and it made me like really feel the heart in it, and I think that's an extra thing that will make people really like absorb this and have it be digestible to those who aren't super into horror.
No, that's very true. And that's a very good way to describe it too.
Yeah, yeah.
When you go to the theater and you go see a movie like Terrifier or like Screamboat, are you good with all the blood and all the horror and all the guts, or do you have to like look away? How are you with that kind of stuff in the theater?
Yeah, dude. I think the more blood, the better. However, I saw some things in Terrifier that I've didn't even know existed. Um, but it was cool. I loved it. I do enjoy that better than jump scares, or better than there's this movie, I'm sure you know, Hereditary.
Mhm.
There's something about those like demonic things that you think could actually really be a thing. That's something that I have a hard time with.
Oh my God.
um but the Terrifier stuff, it's so outrageous that like you can at least while watching it know that it's not real, unless it is, dude. I don't know, maybe there might be some place in the world where something like that's going down. I hope not, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with blood, like Tarantino blood,
Mhm.
where it's just like explosions of somebody gets shot and then it looks like a cannonball went off into like a crowd of people.
Mhm.
I love that stuff. I think it's fun. I think the more the merrier. It's good for cinema. It's good for crowd reactions. I think it's important to like keep a solid foundation of that in cinema.
No, I totally agree. And since you were already familiar with the Terrifier franchise and with David's work, how was it getting to work with him on Screamboat?
Um, Again, I didn't get to work with him too much
Mhm.
because we on the boat, David wasn't working as Willie. We had a
Oh,
puppet.
right. Yeah.
We had a puppet and a couple puppeteers who were great. They are like they're really talented people. The dudes who made it from Quantum Quantum Effects is their company. Um, Quantum Studios, Quantum something. But they're really really talented in what they do. They made a really good Puppet Willie. But I was on set when David was doing his coverage back here in Los Angeles. I got to watch him work, and it's just what he does, man. He's in his own genre of like horror characters or comedic characters. He can do everything. It was really it was a spectacle, dude, to see him work, and then to see his work come out in the movie. He really really brought Steve's idea to life, and I really think people. I know Terrifier and Screamboat, Willie are like two very different characters, but he brings the same energy there with a twist on it. He's really precise about everything he does. So I think people are gonna appreciate this character as much as they appreciate Art the Clown.
No, I completely agree with you. And I love the puppet. When when it would go between, David and the puppet, I just thought that was such a great addition
Yeah,
to the film.
yeah, man. It's I think their goal was to kind of bring back this really practical way of doing things.
Yeah.
There was very limited CGI on this, all practical special effects, and I think that shows in the puppet. But it just kind of, I guess, it kind of gives you this old school feeling, which almost makes it scarier because you know that it's actually there.
Yep.
Um, and I've said this before, but I thought the puppet was adorable. I would see it and I'd be like, ah, oh, oh, you're kind of cute, So it gives you a couple of different feelings. But yeah, I don't know. I loved it. I loved being on set with it. I love seeing David work. And I love seeing it on the big screen, dude. I think people are really going to enjoy it.
Yeah, I really think people are going to enjoy this. And it's just such a fun film. Definitely one you want to take all your friends and family to. But Jesse, I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your day to be here today. Thank you so much. Congratulations on the release of the film.
Taylor, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is a good film, and I think people are going to want to see it a couple times.
Yeah. No,
See it
because
as
there's a lot of Easter eggs that you're going to miss the first time that you're going to want to go back and see a second time.
dude. There were Easter eggs that I missed that came out of my mouth, and I didn't pick up until I saw the movie. So yeah, see it once, see it twice, keep it in theaters for as long as it can, and tell everybody, dude, because it's just it's just fun. It's a really fun and entertaining film. There are some really good aspects that are gonna grab you by the heart, but it's just really entertaining, and I think it's kind of what the world of cinema needs right now.
Mhm. Jesse, where would be a good place for people to come and follow you and keep up with all your other upcoming projects?
Instagram is probably the best place. It's at JPOSE13. I also have a TikTok where I do silly things. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't know what my name is. So you'll have to try to go on the internet and look that up. But yeah, Instagram would be the best place.
All right, cool. Well, thank you, Jesse, so much. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thanks a lot, Taylor. You too, man. I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye.
bye.